Okay, so it's Tuesday and you're doing the poetry and you've just read that it says go to slide 5 and rhyme scheme. Can you label the rhyme scheme for the stanza? There's a video to help. Okay, this is that video because I know some of you won't know what a rhyme scheme is. So I've written out a couple short rhymes here and we can have a look at what a rhyme scheme is. So let's have a look. It's really annoying not being able to make fun of you on the video because this poem here, there's a few people I would love just to mention, but I won't. So roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. And let's look at the rhyming scheme then. So we have to look at the end word in each of the lines and we're going to see which ones rhyme with which. So roses are red, so we have the word red, so we'll call that A. Violets are blue. Well, that doesn't rhyme with red, so it's something different. So let's call it B. Sugar is sweet. That doesn't rhyme with red, and it doesn't rhyme with blue. So let's call that C. And so are you. Well, you does rhyme. It doesn't rhyme with red, but it does rhyme with blue. Blue, you. Blue, you. So it's the same as blue, so we're going to call it B. So this poem is A, B, C, B. Okay, let's have a look at this one, a pretty old one. I come from haunts of coot and hern, I make a sudden sally and sparkle out among the fern to bicker down the valley. So this is a poem all about a river. And let's have a look at the end of each line. We have hern, sally, fern and valley. So start off, we have hern, so we'll call that A. Now sally does not rhyme with hern, so we need to call it something different, so let's call it B. Then we come to fern. Fern doesn't rhyme with sally, but it does rhyme with hern. Hern and fern, they're the same, so if that's A, this has to be A. And now we have valley. Now valley doesn't rhyme with hern, so it can't be A, but it does rhyme with Sally. Sally, valley. So if Sally was B, then valley needs to be B. So this poem has a rhyming scheme of A, B, A, B. Okay, now let's go on to an all-time classic, The Highway Rat. The highway rat was a baddie. The highway rat was a beast. He took what he wanted and he ate what he took. His life was one long feast. So this time we have baddie, beast, took and feast. This one is probably actually the most complicated one, and some of you will know that it's copied from The Highwayman because some of us did that in class. Okay, so baddie is the first one, so we'll call that A. Beast doesn't rhyme with baddie, so that's going to be something different. B. Took, no, it doesn't rhyme with baddie. Took doesn't rhyme with beast, so that's going to be C. And then we have feast. Doesn't rhyme with baddie, but it does rhyme with beast. Beast and feast. So if beast is B, then this will have to be B. A, B, C, B, which is actually the same as roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. Although these are shorter lines, A, B, C, B, A, B, C, B. They have the same rhyming scheme. And last of all, I'm going to look in Roald Dahl's Dirty Beasts. Now most children's poetry, I was looking through all my kids' books, they nearly always follow this same pattern. I was actually trying hard to find something that didn't follow this pattern. In England once there lived a big and wonderfully clever pig. So pig and big rhyme, so it's A and A this time, because they both rhyme. To everybody it was plain. Plain doesn't rhyme with those, so we're on something different. So B. That piggy had a massive brain. Brain rhymes with plain, so B. That piggy, oh look, he worked out sums inside his head. There was no book he hadn't read. Read rhymes with head. Okay, so we can see that this is starting to have a very different pattern. A, B, B, C, C. They're in pairs. Okay, and this will go on all the way through the poem. And having looked at most of the picture books, it's the same pattern again and again and again. So I was looking at Zog. And again, let's find just a random page. A year went by, and in year 2 the dragons learned to roar. More said Madam Dragon, louder I implore. Roar, implore. A. Now that you've been shown, you can practice on your own, and you'll all be champion roarers by the time you're fully grown. Own, grown, they rhyme, so it'd be B. So again, we've got A, B. I've got a couple other examples, but these are all going to be the same now. This is The Worst Princess, not on the Year 6 book club list, but I would recommend it. Once upon a time, in a tower near you, lived a lonely princess, the Princess Sue. A, and it carries on and on. Another familiar one you might know. The Snail on the Whale. There is a tale of a tiny snail and a great... This is a tale of a tiny snail and a great big grey-blue humpback whale. So again, we have A. This is a rock as black as soot, and this is a snail with an itchy foot. I mean, it doesn't actually have feet, so it's complete nonsense. I don't know what they're talking about. But it is another rhyming pair there. We have soot and foot. So we'd have A, B. Okay, so your job for today is just to see what the rhyming scheme is for the poem. Okay, for the Daffodils poem.